hands together and let's make some noise.
Be patient with us. I know we should be starting early, but this is a live stream, so many things can happen. But we're here now. So from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This is Miss Trans Global Canada, Viviana Santibáñez, and today we're gonna have the opportunity to have a conversation. And what's more important, it's for you to ask me anything. For you to get to know me, anything you want to know about me. I am an open book and really. So you can ask me anything you want. I have questions. But it will be very nice if we keep really close to what competition is. And we can talk about if I'm single or not, if I'm looking for a or not. But this is me. So again, so one thing before we actually go into questioning and everything. So if you're gonna start watching today's videos like right now, we're gonna have another continuous conversation on Instagram. But if you're gonna watch this video later on, you can either start here and then go to Instagram, or if you're already in Instagram, then come back here. You have those options for me watching what we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna try to change the mood on the initial day live streams for you to have a different sense of why I'm right. But yeah, I'm ready to start with this conversation with you all folks. So bring it on, I'm here for you. Okay, let's start with who Viviana is. This is one of the questions that I had a very difficult time to answer because I didn't know what to say. I'm gonna start with Viviana is a trans Latina woman. I was born in Mexico. I did my transition in the United States, and now, of course, I'm living here in Canada. I'm a permanent resident. So when I discovered Viviana, I didn't know that Viviana was a trans woman. When I found out that Viviana had a label, and I'm talking about my person, not just as such a name, I'm talking about as who I am as a person. Viviana as a person who find out that she was a trans woman when she was 10 years old. Although I knew I was different from what society was expecting from me to be, in very early years of my infance as a kid. When I was growing up, I saw that my family and my friends and people around me was telling me that I was doing things that they were not too much involved of what I supposed to be doing. So then that's when I knew that something was wrong. And let's put this clear. I knew it was something wrong, but not wrong with me. It was wrong with them. And what I said wrong with them was because I knew that I was feeling good being who I was, although I didn't know what was the hassle to become who I was going to be. So that's the beginning of Viviana. I think that's the most important part that I would like to share with you as who Viviana is. And this is a trans woman who found out that she was a trans woman at the very early age of my infant life. So that's Viviana. As we continue talking, you're gonna get to know more about what Viviana become into and what Viviana has done as today. I really want to thank everybody that is watching. Thank you. I have a lot of people already enjoying me, which is good. So I'm really, really waiting for those questions that you can ask me again. Oh, okay. So if I'm watching down, it's just because I'm watching also my my cell phone just to be in the same touch. We're doing a live stream, so I just want to stay. So the first question I see here, wow, that's what I wait to start with the conversation, right? What is my biggest fear? Okay, and this also has to do a lot of who Viviana is. I immigrated from my home country 17 years ago. And while I did that, I left my family behind. I left my home and some of my siblings behind. The reason why I'm saying this because I actually lost my dad 4 years after I immigrated to the United States, and that was a very painful moment. And still to today, it's a little bit hard to say, but the reason why I'm saying it is because it always helps me to remember who I am and where I want to go. I still have my mom, and I just recently become a permanent resident of Canada. So if I can talk about what's my biggest fear, honestly and very openly, I will say that to see something happen like what happened 13 years ago, um, and not have the opportunity to see my family again. My biggest fear is that it took me so much to get my family back. When I decided my transition, it was a very tough tough time when I was doing my transition. And for an instance, I lost my family completely, then I gained them back. So I think my biggest fear will be pretty much that, not being able to actually, you know, for my mom to see me to have an interaction. That's who I am right now. So I think that will be my biggest fear. That's the only thing I'm always thinking of. Unfortunately, like I'm saying, I'm now I have a legal status now, so I think I'm working on that. Well, tell us about your life history. Well, that has to do with actually what I'm telling you. My life history, everything started when I was young and I found out that I was different from the rest of my sisters, from the rest of my nieces, and based on what society was telling me. Because biologically, I was not uh, put into the boxes of what a female was, right? Um, when I found out that, and sort of my family found out that I was different, they were trying to help me to um, to not be that way, right? To be in a different way. Um, so my way out of that it was just to be at that time a good son and just to study and then just be a good person to have more opportunities with my family to understand me. Then just to make sure, then I graduated from elementary. Then I was sent to the United States because again my family knew that I was different from the rest, and they knew I was not going to be safe in Mexico. Now, I'm not gonna say that this is like that for everybody in Mexico. I know there are some trans individuals in Mexico who have had the luck of have very prosperous and good life. Not everybody has that opportunity. I didn't have that. I was not going to have that, especially where I am from. So I was sent to the United States. Then in the United States, I was able to go to school, and I certified myself. I had different careers. Nursing, cosmetology, digital communication. You're gonna see a lot of more of those if you keep tuning on the process of the competition for Miss Trans Global. Um, then I become an activist. I've been an activist for over 13 years, 12 years. Professionally, I've been an activist, like literally with the studies background and everything for 10 years. Um, Past government that we have in the United States was really tough, and a lot of things was happening to the trans community. So my option was to leave the country and then come to Canada to seek protection. I was very lucky enough to gain protection in Canada, and I don't have any shame of saying that I'm a refugee because there shouldn't be any shame. Trans women are always suffering and they're always looking a way out to just survive. So that's my instance of surviving, and I continue doing my work. So that's how I started that. While I'm here, I just have here for 2.5 years, almost three. This September it will be turning three, and I already have another certification as an immigrant consultant. With this, because I'm really focused here in Canada to help the LGBTQ immigrant community. So that it's helping me a lot to help to continue helping my community. So yeah, I really want to get to other questions. Tell us about your experience as Miss Trans Global 2021. Okay, good. Let me start by saying that honestly, I didn't know what I was going into when I signed up for the competition. Um, the one thing that pushed, and I said push me, it was when I saw the word spokesperson and activist, or somebody who's willing to fight for trans rights. One of the biggest issues with trans community is having national wide, international wide. It's the not a proper representation of trans leaders in the community. And when I saw this opportunity, as a trans woman, one of my dreams is to become a queen. We all want to become a queen one day, right? So I saw the opportunities, the good things about doing this media platform pageant, other rather than being in person. Um, but everything that led me to this, it was what Metro World was actually looking for during this competition. Now getting into the competition, everything has my mind has changed. It feels so great to see uh, so many trans women around the world really and wanting to make changes in life. And when you hear the life histories they have done, what they have done to achieve to become who they are and what they're being here, it's something that actually inspired me. And I can clearly say that I didn't make any mistakes by coming to this competition. I think Mr. Global is a great, great platform for activists and advocates to continue doing their work. As an activist myself, and those activists who might be watching me, knows how hard it is to do this work on their own. We always need some alliance. We always need people to work with. We always need organizations that help us to continue moving on and growing. And I do believe Mission Global Organization is that platform. And I'm gonna use some words that when the director of Mission Global has used before. She has said, "It's time to claim those spaces." So I'm actually giving a friendly call to those activists and advocates out there. You know, claim the space, claim this space because this space can actually make a change in the life of many trans individuals around the world. So this is my experience so far as Miss Trans Global. My experience is that things can be done, that there are places that will grant you opportunities to continue doing the work and get the support you want and you need to continue going on. Okay, discuss transgender rights in your country. Okay, the transgender rights in Canada. Canada is one of the leading countries when it comes to with LGBTQIS2 plus rights. I would just say human rights, right? Um, and opportunities. Canada has career laws where you can get married. For instance, I'm just gonna be into details as trans people. Here in Toronto, for example, trans women can get their recent sex surgery done for free. It's with the government, of course. You can even get you a top operation for free through the health program that the province has, and this is something that happens in the rest of the province and some of the rest of the province as well. So, like on that side, we have rights that protect us as human beings. We don't need to be labeled as LGBTQ individuals to have that protection. Although there are specific laws that will protect against discrimination. And one good thing is we are given the opportunity, and it's always there when you try to get a job. Um, Agencies and factories and stores, they're always encouraged to hire members of the LGBTQ community. So that's something good. Uh, if you want to get a job, you will have the opportunity to get a job. And some of these agencies are actually looking for specific individuals to create a more diversity and more diverse, and inclusive environment. So on that side, I think Canada is really good. Although we're not a perfect country yet, there's a lot of still discrimination and stigma, but we're still working towards that. So that's something that I so much love about this country. It's a country that really cares for you as a human being, as an individual, regardless of any label that society wants to tag you with. Okay. ¿Qué es algo único de Viviana que podría aportar de una forma positiva al certamen? Okay, well, like I said, I'm Latina, so I'm gonna do a little bit of Spanglish to answer this question. And pretty much the question says, "What's something unique that Viviana has that can impact positive for the passion for other trans girls to participate?" Uh, like I said, I'm a very honest person. I'm a very clear and direct person. I'm not an unapologetic individual. I'm an activist. I'm a person who say the things for what they are. I don't like to sugarcoat anything, and it shouldn't be like that. We should be able. We are members of the LGBT community. We're resilient. We're strong. We're fighters. So we should uh, engage anything that comes on our way. So that's part of who Viviana is. My values that I do have, all the education that my parents have gave me, that has made me an special individual. At least that's how I see myself, right? And that's something I can bring to the competition. But now, I don't know how many of you have seen my intro video. One of my goals here is to inspire other individuals, other trans folks to come into this competition. And again, like I mentioned, to claim these spaces, to actually make changes in society. And not just any changes, but changes can actually help and support the development of the trans community all around the world. This is something very important. So yo creo que algo muy importante que traigo aquí es que soy una persona única, soy una persona muy honesta, muy directa, soy una persona que le gusta pelear por lo que es justo y soy una persona que nunca se da por vencida. So, es algo que yo traigo. Y como he dicho, quiero que las personas que necesiten esta plataforma para seguir haciendo su trabajo vengan y reclamen estos espacios, porque son espacios únicos que se deben utilizar para el bienestar de la comunidad y para crear cambios verdaderamente positivos y no solamente nada más cambios únicos. So yeah, that's I think what I bring to the competition is being myself and knowing that I have a good reason to be here, and that reason is to make and create changes. And I see Mistress Global as that platform, the platform to make those changes. Okay. I would like to know who is your biggest competition in this pageant. Huh. Okay. I don't know how that would be, right? You know, my biggest competition this pageant it's something that many people doesn't talk about, and it's mental health. I think my biggest competition in any sort of competition, in any sort of a thing, it's yourself. You are the one. Your biggest competitor is yourself because you're always going against you, or it's either you finding the strengths in you to move on, or your willingness to stay put. So my biggest competition in this passion would be how willing and how good I am to continue doing this passion and doing the competition. Uh, so far, it's good. I have met great individuals during the competition that had and keep inspiring me to continue going. And as much I keep learning about the organization, it actually keeps helping me to continue going and fight. And I'm gonna say this not for the top position, not just for the crowd, but again to inspire other individuals to come and reach for this for a woman and say, if she could do it, I can do it as well. So this is what I'm trying to promote: is that anybody can do whatever they want to, as long as they put a lot of into. But for that, you need to be and feel good with yourself and be determined that you can do it. You know? Find that strength within you and come and do it. But yeah, when it comes to that, I think that will be my biggest competition in this. I'm not gonna say that the other girls has not been competitors. I'm just saying that this is what I've seen personally as my biggest competition within the pageant. If you don't win, what country would you like to see crowned? Well, it's a little bit. Well, not really. It's not actually a hard question.
Very hard one. Yeah, it is
Hard
hard
question.
one.
Uh, at the end of the day, all the girls who are competing here, we all have a purpose. We all have a goal. We all have a project to do for the community. I'm part of the community, so I do believe any of the girls who earned this title will have that, of course, that big responsibility to make sure that the trans community continue going and changes have been made. So I think any other country who come out with their biggest game, with the game on, and then deliver to the community and society, no, not society, I'm sorry, to our supporter and allies, that they're gonna do a good job and they're gonna actually protect and fight for trans rights. I think that country deserves, and I think each and every one of the girls who are competing deserves to be crowned. Unfortunately, only one is gonna take that big crown home. Um, so again, it just comes to that. It just comes whoever brings on the game and I should deliver. But I'm gonna say this very clear. I really would love to, because the public, the people who's watching us, the people who are supporting us, it is actually sort of your responsibility as well to choose uh, with your heart what person you want to be representing or wants to be leading these changes. As a public, you have the responsibility to support all the candidates and have something good. You have a lot of power within your hands. When you have the opportunity to go and vote on the website, would actually you can go and vote for me, but vote for any other of the girls. You have a big power in your hands to make that change happen. You can actually start letting that change to be happening by supporting. Now, this is the good thing about you. You don't only have to choose one individual. You can choose as many of the competitors you like. If you see the plans and you see how they're doing, you don't only have to stay with just one individual. The trans community or the LGBT community, we always pray that we say we always need support and we need to become aligned. But when it comes to competition, people tend only to go to with just one individual. And I don't see why you're gonna use that power just to deliver to one specific person when you have the power to give it to all of them. Love is something that you can share to anybody, and a like and a heart and an expression on the website, it will make the change. So keep that in mind, because you, the audience, you have a big responsibility when it comes to support the person. So remember, when that person win, and if the person will not, if the person doesn't deliver your expectation, it was your decision that you made, because you are one of the individuals who will be making changes when it comes to choose who's going to be the next Miss Trans Global. So just keep that in mind. Okay, let's go. If you don't win this pageant this year, will you consider coming back to participate again? Okay. I was expecting a little question more easier to answer. Okay. First of all, I think I need to find out if I have the opportunity to come back, right? If I don't make it. I said this before. I'm an apologetic person. So I'm gonna say this very clear and honest. If I come back, because I'm an activist and because I'm an advocate and I have values that align myself to that. If I don't make it this year, if I come back, would it be for only two reasons and two reasons only. One, it is because I am working on something that I will need support, international support, and help from the organization and from other individuals using this platform to make a change. The second reason would be if I see that the person who earned the title during this year of the competition did not deliver what was expected from an individual to make changes in society, I will come back as a way of protest, because I do believe that it's not okay to continuously using the trans community, the suffering and needs of the trans community to earn something. And when you get that power, don't do anything about it. That's not okay, because you are taking away the opportunity for other individuals to do a work. Now, let's be clear. All the girls who have seen this competition, I do believe all of them are very capable of doing that. So maybe that reason might be a scratch down and might be the second reason to go back. But yeah, if I don't make it, of course I would love to do that, and I will have more experience because I'm learning. This passion is a learning process. It's not something so much written down already. So you learn through the competition keeps going, and that's something good because you don't know what to expect, and that's really good because as an activist, this is what we do every day on work. We do not know where things are gonna come out, how changes are gonna turn into. So yeah, That would be pretty much my answer to the question. Sex work, it's wow. Disgusting. I don't think sex work it should be a wow and it's or something to we have to discuss about. Sex work is work, period. Unfortunately, trans woman has to have to do this job as a way of survival. Sometimes in some countries, uh, sex work is just because you do it simply because you want to and it's easy for you to do it or whatever. But unfortunately, the real reality of what sex work is being in the trans community, it's a way of survival. Because in many countries, different from what Canada is, uh, they don't have the option and they don't have the support from the government of their institutions to support them to actually get a proper job or at least a decent job or a job where they're not going to be discriminated and they're going to be bullied and they're going to be harassed because of their of the gender identity or sex orientation. So I think people need to realize that sex work and a lot of people knows this is the oldest uh, activities when it comes to jobs that it's been. And I don't think it's gonna go nowhere. Unfortunately, the stigma comes only directly to the trans community. But let's just be clear here: trans women are not the only one that does sex work. There are a lot of cisgender females, cisgender males who do those. And again, some people they're seeing just an opportunity as continue doing something as a side job, as an activity. So let's take off the stigma against what sex work is. Plus, let's all be honest. Who doesn't enjoy sex, really? I mean, there are some people, please do not get offended. Sex is something that's proper nature. And girl, if you can get something in exchange and then something with good of your life, go for it. Why just to stay there and be stigmatized? Why did you decide to compete in this pageant rather than the other international trans pageants? Let's not start drama here, okay? Um, you know,
Good question.
you know, I mentioned a little bit of this at the beginning, and it was that I've seen something in Miss Global, and and not because I'm using their platform right now to speak. I'm not talking about good of them. But there is something. I feel something that this organization could be that one organization that actually lead trans individuals to make changes in society. I see something good about this competition. I see something good about this organization, and I see this as a platform that can help and support other activists and trans leaders in the community to come here, create a network, and get support international wise because we need more of these opportunities. This is an opportunity, something unique about Miss Trans Global, and this is something that is being it's they're not looking for the physical appearance and the physical standards of what society are always expecting to see in trans competition or any sort of beauty competition. I do believe that the beauty they're looking for it comes within the individual, with what is from inside of the person. So that's the beauty that I think the organization is looking when it comes to get that person that's going to be representing the organization and is going to be fighting for this right. Well, that said, that's why I have decided to join Ministry of Global because, again, I do believe and I feel it has what it's need for the community to make changes and continue going in the direction. And also, it's a good platform to start changing that idea that only beautiful, skinny, and young girls can win competitions. Trans women comes in all colors, all shapes, all ages. So anybody can bring on whatever they can bring, and then show to the organization, the judges, and the public that they can become a good representative of mainstream global organization. And that's why I decided to do this competition rather than the other ones. Because if you can see me, I'm not physically, I don't think I have the standards of winning any other competition. So I think that's why also I did this one too. Okay. Oh, Paco Baeza, thank you, thank you. Muchas gracias a todas las personas que me se están conectando. Disculpen que estoy hablando mucho inglés, um, pero voy a tratar de hablar un poquito más de español. So we try to do it as Spanish as well. I'm sorry, I'm just being too much focused on English. Okay, Diana Principal, ¿qué piensas de los sueños y los proyectos de las otras chicas que no podrán obtener la corona? This is a very, very good question. And the question is, what do I think about the dream and projects of the other girls who are not gonna obtain the crown? Yes, that's a very good question. You know, like I said, each and every girl who is competing here, they have a goal, they have a dream, and they do have a project. What do I think about them if they're not winning? I'm gonna say this from my perspective. If I got to become Miss Trans Global, the first thing that I will actually do, it would talk to those girls and find the best way that dream and that goal doesn't go to waste. That dream and that goal is being fulfilled somehow. If I got to become Miss Trans Global, I would try to work as with the organization to make sure that these girls are supported and these projects and goals that they have they are fulfilled, because this can also benefit the community, and that can actually make my year easily and be more changes created. And I don't have to take on that what is it like if I did it myself, it will be they're leading their own projects. What I think that each dream and each goal and each project of these girls, they're important and they need to be reviewed and they need to be analyzed, and we all need to work towards that, because again, each and every girl who are competing, they have a very good reason to be here. And as you all know, whoever knows about pageantry, you know how expensive it is. And even though this has become virtual, we all want to look good, and that good it costs coins. So yeah, that will be my answer. Oh, thank you, Héctor. Muchas gracias a todos. Solo que estaba hablando un poquito, estaba contestando muchas de las preguntas que me estaban haciendo. Y qué es lo que pensaba de los objetivos y las metas de las personas que no van a ganar esto. Yo creo que todos los proyectos, los sueños y los objetivos de esas personas que están compitiendo, que no van a poder obtener la corona, yo creo que es muy importante. Si yo me convirtiera en la próxima Miss Trans Global, yo creo que lo primero que haría es enfocarme en esos proyectos, en esos sueños que estas personas tienen, y ayudarles en colaboración con la organización para que realmente puedan crearse y no se queden nada más ahí tiradas. Yo creo que es muy importante validar todos los planes y proyectos que cualquier persona que está compitiendo se realice, para que no sea algo perdido. She's going to win. Thank you. Well, there are market trials, and una de las cosas, something that your folks can do to actually make sure, I guess, close to win, it's go to vote. You have two options of voting. One is through the social medias, which is Facebook, Instagram, and I believe YouTube as well. You can go and like. Now, again, I'm telling you about the power you're holding. You don't only have to choose me and vote only for me. There are all the other girls. There are other girls who are competing there and who are fabulous individuals. If you see, keep tuning. There will be more girls after me. Keep watching the videos. Get to know them as a person, as a human being. And if something changed, go and support them. Give a like. Now, when it comes to the website, you only have one option, and that one option is you only have one free vote, and that one free vote, it will only go to that one individual. But you have the option to buy votes, and that money is gonna go to different ways. One is gonna go to support the organization that Mrs. Glover is being supported and helping, and the other one is to the company that is helping with count the voting. So there you have option. You have a lot of power. Okay. Who is your inspiration in life and why? This is some Miss Universe. Okay. I'm gonna be again very frank and honest here. Through the time and through my life experience as a trans woman, I have found inspiration in every single human being that I have met. When I get to know individuals and I have to see their struggles and how they overcome situations and things, that individual give me an inspiration. I don't have one specific, and I would like to say, I have one individual. But the thing is, this is the truth. Each and every one individual is different. So the inspiration that you're gonna get from each individual is gonna be different. So that's why I prefer to be inspired by as many people as I can. This is the why I prefer to be being continually being inspired, and not only get stuck with that one inspiration, because that one inspiration might be only about one specific timeline in life, or rather than the other inspiration that continue moving as we continue evolving. So that's why I do prefer to be inspired by many other individuals. And every person who gone through something hard and they overcome it, that person definitely will become an inspiration. Daniel Martinez, thank you, Viviana, for sharing about your life and showing us important respect to each other. Yes, 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 of course. I think respect is the one thing that I always keep. That's one of the biggest value that I do have. It is respect. If we all have learned to respect, everything could be different. And I had always used the word respect. Respect is the key to achieve many things in life. But you really and truthfully need to have an understanding about what respect is and what respect means, and not just for you, but for other individuals. Because, for instance, I'm a Latina living in Canada and Toronto. Toronto has a big diversity, religions, and way of thinking and acting. You need to learn what respect means for each individual to actually make a proper and good respect. Rosario Santibáñez, para mí eres la mejor, aunque algunas por ahí. Ok, Rosario, ella es mi hermana. Muchas gracias por estar aquí mirando. La verdad, es algo único. Es algo único que tenga mi familia apoyándome. So, Rosario, she's my sister. So, this is something great and unique for me because some years ago, I lost, like I said, I lost my family completely because of my transition. And today I have the opportunity that they're here, they're watching me, they're supporting me, they're so happy of how I turned into and what I have evolved as the person that I have become today. So this means to me, this is the biggest win you can ever have is the support of your family. So yeah, this give me all, love. It's the best thing you can ever win when it comes to any sort of thing. So muchas gracias. Uh, what is your next goal after menstrual glow? Okay. The next goal I do have, like I mentioned, it's been 17 years since I left my home country. Although I was in the United States, I was never able to travel anywhere else. I was just like a bird in a gold cage. Now that I'm a Canadian permanent resident, I have that opportunity to fly away. And literally, that's what I want to do. You know, as soon as Mission Spa will finish, I will try to find me some good vacations, go somewhere, and for once, enjoying the freedom of being able to move from one country to another one, and not thinking about that you will not have a home to come back to, and that I don't have to think about that I will have to find a way to smuggling and to continue hiding, to stay on the shadows. So my next goal will be that if you want to hear more about my professional side, my work it continued going. It never stopped. Even after the pandemic, it never stopped. Immigration, refugees, the people I've been supporting, people getting sick, it has never stopped. So my work is a 24/7. Es todo el año, son las 24 horas. So I don't want to talk too much about that because that hasn't changed and that will never change. I think one of the things will be if I got to become Miss Trans Global, my next goal as Miss Trans Global will be one, like I mentioned, the first thing will be to work with the other girls first, uh, about the projects and the ideas, and make sure how can we work together. I don't want to waste any time and thinking that they were not worth it and their project were not worth it. So I need to come to that. And then the second thing would be focus on my plan, focus on my project, and make sure that it's being done properly and is being deliverable to the community. Because one thing is gonna come from me, you're not gonna hear something from my mouth just to earn points or votes. Whatever I said is because I'm going to deliver. Now, if I don't get to win, I really hope whoever win takes on the responsibility of what of my way of thinking, and then it's exploring the other participants' projects and goals to make changes, because this will help all of us to make a good change of this. Okay, so let's move on. Alguna otra? What annoys you the most? Okay, I think I have two, but they're very familiar. Is the respect and lying, and I think lying is disrespect. So I'm gonna stay with disrespect. The respect is the one thing that annoys me the most. It's when people uh, they're not true to themselves. It's when people disrespect you of any way that could be. So I think that will be the one thing that will annoy me most. I'm actually a very calm person, a person that can actually, stay somewhere, listen, watch, and try always to understand. So it takes a lot for me to get annoyed. Right, trust me, it takes a lot. But as soon as I see something to respect, it takes just this, and it will be disrespect. So yeah, that will be that. So falta de respeto sería lo que más me molesta a las personas. What would you do if you win a lot of money in the lottery? Hey, again, I'm gonna be honest. The first thing I will buy my house. I will buy my house and most likely make some physical body modifications. Um, and this will be only for me. Now, this is not being selfish. And a lot of people think when people are asking you a question, you should always be thinking about others. I have this ideology. It's like if you cannot help yourself, you will never be able to help anybody else. So for that, you need to feel good with yourself, and you need to be good with yourself first, and you need to continue helping others. If I get to win a lot of money in the lottery, and believe me, this is a dream that I had for a long time. But there is something wrong with that dream. I never buy any lottery tickets, but I still want to win it. So I don't know how that's gonna happen. But if I do have that chance and opportunity, I will focus a lot of money on helping the community that needs it the most. I myself had to go through many things in life, and I know what it's like to be on the street. I know what it's like to don't have freedom. I know what it's like to be in cages. I know what it's like not to have something to eat. Uh, so that had helped me to understand many difficulties that many individuals have. And definitely, of course, I will use a lot of that money to help those people. And I'm not saying this just because I want to look good. No, money has nothing. It has something that will never inspire me. It has never that it will make me to do things that I don't want to. And if you can see, you can go to my Facebook, my Instagram. You will see just an ordinary girl. I'm not a girl who is posting pictures with expensive purses, expensive designer clothes and shoes. I'm just a regular individual who just take as much as I need to continue living. And so I think that's what I would do is just, I don't know, make a program for an agency support other girls who really wants to have a change in life. So yeah, that would I be doing. What do you think about the haters? I think the haters doesn't have enough time to worry about their own life, that they always want to worry about other people's life. That's what I think. I think they have plenty of time and they shouldn't be using that time to be making changes and helping people and not to be spreading or feeding individuals. That's what I think about haters. But on the other side, I do also think that haters might be going through something. There's always a trigger behind any feeling, any emotion, and any thoughts. And when you start doing this, having this emotional reactions to things, it's because there's something happening in your life. I cannot say if it is something right or wrong. I just can say there is something happening. So I would think that these individuals need to have a little bit of more understanding, and given it time to understand what they're hating. Because behind again of every feeling, every thought or any action, there is always a motive. And the only way to change that is to understand it and giving the opportunity to people to speak. Maybe they're trying to say something through the hate. Like, who knows, right? But that's something that I think of that topic. Copy bien your interés. Muchas gracias, corazón. Muchas gracias por el apoyo. Thank you so much for the support. We're watching first day here. With my transmission. Let me say this. I was a little bit nervous at the beginning, and now that I'm seeing all these comments and people talking, man, this feels so good. This really feels good and makes you own more right now. Y sentirse muy bien y echarle muchas ganas. Okay. Okay, I have a question here, a very interesting question, and it's from a Latina, it's Marbella Alvarez. She's saying, primero habla español, eres hispana, no gringa, ubícate en mí. So I have a girl here telling me that I need to be speaking Spanish first before speaking English because I'm Latina. Well, first of all, um, yeah, somebody just corrected. Hispana is with H. With that, well, let's not start any hate or drama here. Voy a hablar español para que usted me entienda, señora Marbella. Estamos en una competencia internacional donde el idioma principal es el inglés. Y por más que me gustaría hablar todo en español, mi responsabilidad representando un país como Canadá es hablar en inglés. He tenido la oportunidad de aprender el idioma, entonces por eso lo voy a hacer. Por respeto a usted, que es hispana, por respeto a otras personas que hablan español, voy a contestarle en español. Y creo que más que ayudar a esta pregunta, como que crea mucha discriminación y es un poco triste que estemos, discriminando a las personas por el idioma que hablamos. Cuando estamos, por ejemplo, en Estados Unidos o Canadá y te dicen, habla español, no hablas inglés, esa es discriminación. Cuando le dices a una persona que habla español y no inglés, también es discriminación, señora. Yo creo que debería tener un poco más de flexibilidad a las personas y entender el proceso de lo que está pasando, ¿ok? El hecho que sea hispana no me reduce solamente a hablar español. Si he aprendido inglés, si he aprendido francés, si he aprendido otros idiomas, tengo el derecho y la libertad de hablar el idioma que mejor me convenga para poderme comunicar. So I'm going to say this in English for people to understand. I'm having this conversation with an individual who just commented that why am I speaking English when I'm a Latina? So I should be speaking only Spanish. Right? I'm just explaining this individual that the main reason why I'm doing English, it is because this is an international competition. English is the most spoken language and the language that most people understand the most. Now I'm representing Canada and I have two options here, either to speak French or speak English. And I do prefer to speak English. Now, this is a sort of discrimination, right? You don't tell what language you got to speak to no one. As human beings, as trans individuals, we have the power to learn any language we like. And for that, we have the freedom and we have the right to speak any language we feel more comfortable to communicate. So please, if you have something more positive to say, I really would encourage you to change your mentality and stop discriminating people based on the language or their skin or that. And you know what? I was actually expecting this. I was actually expecting this because I'm Latina representing a country such as Canada. But I'm gonna tell you this before I continue. Canada is a country based and built on immigration and continue growing because of the immigration. And I'm an immigrant, and I'm very, very much proud of it. So I will never stop using the language I feel more comfortable with to communicate to people, to be understood. So espero tenga un hermoso día. Dios me la bendiga y tenga muchas, muchas bendiciones. Y jamás me la vayan a discriminar por utilizar ese tipo de personas. En mi caso, yo la bendigo, and I wish you the very best. I like, it's just your opinion is well respected as well. Maybe you're seeing us from Mexico or somewhere else where Spanish is the only language to be spoken, even though en todos los países hablan muchos idiomas. So yeah, I'm sorry to kind of say so much of this, but this is one of the things that trans immigrants has to deal with every time. It is discrimination. We not only had to deal with discrimination based on our gender identity or sex orientation. We had to deal with our look appearance. We always being discriminated because of our skin color and the language we speak. We just see a clear example. And thank you for that. Thank you for bringing that up to this very platform for people to understand their situation. And I really hope you're not part of the community, because that will be even worse that you are part of the community and you're just bringing this topic to us. Closing statement. Wow, what a way of be closing, right? But I want to really thank each and everyone that took time to be here today, tonight, whatever time you're gonna be watching this video. I really hope you watch the whole video and understand who Viviana is and what is my plan as a person to become Miss Trans Global. I want to say that I am here with the main purpose of really creating and delivering tangible changes for society, especially for our trans sisters who really, really need support. And something that I want to say, it is about time to prioritize what needs to be prioritized and to be helped and be helping those who really need to be helped. And coming and appearance on magazine, newspapers, and television is not so much of help. Help is actually going direct to those individuals who really need to be helped. So I'm just gonna keep that out there. Quiero decirles muchas gracias por apoyarme, muchas gracias por estar conmigo. We're gonna be moving now to Instagram, so we can continue this conversation on Instagram. If you want to hear more about me, like now you can jump on this Trans Global Instagram, and then ask questions. And again, you can be as open as you want with your question. I have no problem answering you back. Within here, within my heart, there's not negative feelings at all. So you will never hear anything negative coming from me or anything bad that will make you feel bad. So síganos apoyando. No se les olvide votar en las páginas. Si pueden hacerlo, inviten a las personas a votar. Y no solamente tienen que apoyar a mí, pueden apoyar a cualquier persona. So we're going to be closing for today here on Facebook, and we're moving to Instagram in a couple of minutes. So si quieren seguirnos, if you want to go there and keep enjoying us, come with us. I didn't have time to read out the messages and comments. Promise I will, and I will be answering each and every single one of them as soon as I finish with this. And if you want to have a contact direct with me, pueden contactarme en mis páginas en Facebook, Real Viviana Santibáñez, Viviana Santibáñez, and Instagram, Viviana.sant. Okay, so we're moving now to Instagram. Thank you, Miss Sahara, who she's been monitoring everything, and she's always doing hard work for us to do our very best for you folks to get to know more about us. And for now, I'm saying goodbye. See you in a little bit for those who are going to be enjoying us on Instagram.